The Eye of Providence, the Eye of the Antichrist, Dajjal, the Eye of Horus, whatever this symbol means to you, it's now looking over China. Is this a sign that the United States is about to collapse and the Zio pigs are over and done with the USA? China is in the final stages of approving a $400 billion economic and security deal with Iran. In addition to substantial infrastructure investments, the agreement foresees closer cooperation in defense and intelligence sharing, and there's even rumors of discounted Iranian oil. At present, the deal is looking extremely likely to be sealed. If it does, it may seal the future of not just the longevity of the ruling Ayatollahs, but also the future of Western Asia. It would give Iran massive influence in this very critical region. It will also have a massive impact on Iran's allies in the region who go directly against NATO and US interests. Yes, Syria. Whilst the Western world is struggling over the pandemic and focusing more at home than abroad, bilateral relationships between China and Syria are becoming increasingly important to both Chinese ambitious foreign policy as well as the Syrian government's vision for reconstruction and redevelopment. Let's not forget how China has used its veto powers at the United Nations to veto and benefit Putin and Assad. Chinese access to the Syrian Mediterranean seaport of Tartus and Latakia is an attractive prospect for China's multi-billion-dollar infrastructure, telecommunications and energy-driven Belt and Road Initiative, which seeks to link Eurasia to China. In the 20th century, the main political rival of the United States was the Soviet Union, whose collapse in 1991 ushered in the unipolar world of the late 90s and early 2000s. Right now, there's no doubt of America's competitor, the People's Republic of China, a country with a much bigger economic base than the USSR ever had. China's Belt and Road Initiative and collaboration between the Chinese and Russians in Western Asia will definitely put US foreign policy influence to the test. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been nicknamed Surrender Modi by opposition parties Rahul Gandhi. Conflict between Indian and Chinese troops in Ladakh on 15th of June showed a complete failure of India's foreign policy and has left Narendra Modi in a terribly feeble position. He's lost land as well as friends. Donald Trump was the man who promoted Modi as a strongman. However, Trump has already started to wash his hands, saying he wants peaceful cooperation between China and India. Trump isn't taking any sides on this conflict. To add fuel to the fire, Pakistan and Nepal, who are also a part of the Chinese Belt and Road Initiative, are backing China. It's looking inevitable that Prime Minister Modi will be isolated if Trump loses the upcoming elections. The power shift from the United States to China will not be easy. With Chinese support to Iranians, the Israelis are contemplating on cancelling Israeli-Chinese contracts in respect to the port of Haifa and others. However, Israel is keeping her options open and stealing American technology and then selling it to the Chinese for cheap. Iran's new alliance with China will provide it with new options for developing nuclear weapons. China, after all, is no stranger to nuclear proliferation. It's played a central role in Pakistan's nuclear weapons program. Globally, the Chinese-Iranian pact will compel new strategic alignments. Europe is likely to split around the choice between the United States and China. Some European governments will choose to align themselves with Iran and China. Others will prefer to remain allies of the United States. China will become a dominant player in Western Asia, along with Asia as a whole. It's time for leaders such as Modi to reflect reality or become irrelevant forever. The Eye of Providence is looking over China.